Well, hello, 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 and welcome. This is Jolene with Jewel Design. Good morning. Welcome back. Sorry I've been MIA for the past week or so. I didn't realize, of course, when you run a business that you may not have time to craft in the business. But I wanted to jump in and do a craft with you guys and show off a little kit that's going in the shop. So it's a little business and a little play. So bear with me. The sad part is when I haven't seen you guys in over a week, there's so much I want to share with you, so I'll try to keep it contained, and I'll just have to do more videos. Hopefully it's a day where I can get a bunch of videos done, so you'll have things to look at all week, videos, shorts, reels, whatever, and try to sort of get through the week, because you guys have been great supporters of the new shop, and I cannot thank you enough. Quick shout outs to Renee, Ray, Susan, Cynthia, Amy, for great reviews, constant support of purchases, shout outs, the works. I cannot thank you guys all enough. You're just a few of many that I thought I would do a quick shout out to. Love you all very much. I really appreciate all the wonderful support. We couldn't be more thankful and more grateful. So today, being the fact that we are finally this is a few days into March already for you guys, but Easter is around the corner. Spring is around the corner, even though we're all dealing with snow and rain still. But technically, spring is in like less than 20 days. Easter is at the end of the month, which is shocking. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I thought I put together, first of many little spring things that we want to put in the shop this month, a embellishment ephemera kit. These are taking graphics, papers from my collection, using graphics from my kits here on the digital side, and putting together a cute little embellishment ephemera fussy cut kit for you guys. So you will get in this cute little kit a 1954 botanical book page, nice large one. Treat it very much like an Edith Holden. Fold it in half, put it in your favorite botanical Easter spring journal. You all will get a yellow flower of some sort in the couple packets that I have with the writing on the back. Okay. You'll get some Western encyclopedia, whatever, botanical pages. These are short, not quite a definition, but it's the item, it's information, it's origin, where it works best, all kinds of stuff. But great things to cut up, use up, fussy cut, book page. I'll show you what I want to do with one of these. So you get 3 of these. F, M, and A for February, March, and April. I had to pick something, so I went with the letters for these for our last of our winter, spring months. So 3 of those pages. Then you get these pre-cut 3rd pages of cute bunnies. You will have seen 1 or 2 of these in Graphic Fairy, but then there's other things I've collaged and made work for just this idea. So you get to fussy cut these guys out. You get those 4. Then some of my rose butterflies. These are pink Shabby rose butterflies that I created. They're in my digital shop. And you get 3 sets of the 2 sizes that you can double up and double stackable. We might play with one of those today. We'll see. So you can leave them individual. You can stack them up. So I have a fun, cute thing for that I want to try to get to today. Show you a way to use them. You get a chunk of my spring colored dictionary labels. They're not all spring in words. I mean, there's delight, faith, love, joy, grow, bloom, peace, wild for wildflowers, cheer, believe. So some of our standard words, you can use them during spring into Easter, but they're all springy colors. So sometimes we have a lot of vintage looking ones, and we want a little bit more color to add to our clusters or to our pages. So having the spring colors is great. So you get a set of those. And then you get my purple wisteria stackable journal, stackable butterflies. So it's nice when you don't have a printer or you just want a few. You're getting this lovely little, fussy cut label collection. You're getting some pages to work with. And then I put in here, I made a pink, and it's pink, but it's super sheer, pink wired and lavender ruffled page edge, whatever. I think I have one that I'm going to put on the front of something. I had a flip out that I wanted to do. You can add it to the front of a flip out. You can add it down the side of a page. Sometimes I'm like, I got a lot of plain pages, and I will just glue it to the edge. You know, you got your paper folded and it's pretty blah, or you got a page like this and you're like, gosh, this is just not doing it for me. So I made this extra wide one. I like putting it on the edge there. So you see about half of it on the page and the other half is sticking out. We always love our things that stick out. So you've got that little thank you goodie in the pinks and purples for spring, with a set of pearls down the middle, which I'm loving. Those are new to the shop. You get 12 inches of this pearl wrap, and it's all stringed together. It's flat on the back, so it's like a drill, so it's easy to glue down. You can do them individually. You can do like I did, where I just cut the strip that I needed, but they're strung together so they don't move around. You're not having to do them individually, and I'm loving these. We have these in silver gold, the diamond looking ones, and then now the pearls. So those are a great addition. I got to play with that right away. I was super stoked. I was like, oh wait, that will work. Try to hide some of our stitch work. And then you get some handmade things from me. This still gives you an idea of what I mean by stackable. I do have spring stackable butterflies in the digital shop. See, spring butterflies, there's a sheet of them. And this is what you do with them. You've got polka dots and solids. They come in like 5 or 6 colors. And so you get 2 butterflies, stackable, ready to go in your kit. Different colors though, so I can't guarantee which color they'll be. One kit is green and pink. Another one could be purple and yellow, blue and pink, whatever. I haven't decided yet. I just sort of grab them and go for it, right? So, these guys are made up for you. Aren't they just adorable? I love them. They're one of my favorite things. We wanted a set that we could sort of stack up, and I wanted the spring colors, and they're small enough to where if you put a little grommet where the head is, it sort of helps blend the two together. You just dress them and all that jazz. So you get those 2 from me, and then you get 2 dangles. You get a bunny and a floral, again varied. So you're not really, I can't tell you which ones you're gonna get. I just have a cute set of them, and these again are from my collection of images and or clusters that I pulled from other kits that I have done. So these again are in my shop or in my digital kits. So they are coming from things that I've done, and I've made a set of dangles for you guys. So cute little spring kit. I think that's all that's going in there, unless I find something the last second that might get added to it. So it'll be a nice surprise to you guys. But those are now in the shop. If I added anything to them, of course you'll be able to tell. But just a cute little spring kit, a little bit of something, nothing overwhelming. But yeah, you get all these cute little things to do some fussy cuts, some pages. You need some book page type thing, but at least they are, you know, botanical information. So there's no bad words, nothing racy, nothing weird. And you have some clusters of, you know, you can cut that out, rip it, ink it, distress or whatever. I know it's white, but doesn't mean we can't make it look older. So a nice springy, lightweight, airy ordeal, and it comes in our little envelope here. So, ta-da! So hopefully that will. I have just a few limited edition kits in there, and for now we'll see if we got. Of course I did that. Sorry guys. I had to knock something over. Ugh. I put my foot too far one way, and I knocked over my cutter, and of course it went into all my water and stuff. So, just so you can see, I did cut out a section for myself of the bunnies, right, in the 2 sizes. You can fussy cut as much as you want, but of course if you can't get around it, that's what inking is for. There are the butterflies. What they look like all cut out. Not my best job, but thank God for inking, right? So like I have a lavender and I have a pink too. If I didn't want to make them too dark, I'm gonna ink those differently. Or you keep very vintage and you add the antique photo ink to it. But yeah, I was having fun last night. If you watch me on Instagram, you see I took a picture. I was like, oh, I have all these butterflies now all ready to go. My last set I actually laminated, and that was a fun thing to add to the front cover of something. So each one has a big one and a little one. In the digital side, you know, where one is splotched and one is plain, and they come both ways. So you'll have one set that's this way, and then they'll flip, where that's spotted and that's the plain, as you saw in the things. So those are adorable, and I think they're just great. They're really springy in color. But I have these guys in fall. I have them in pink. I have them in purple. I've muted colors that don't really have the floral print on them. Same base, but floral tipped ones, or muted, jeweled, whatever, tipped wings. So I don't know, I have like over 6 or 7 sets of butterflies. So if you're a huge butterfly fan, I do have digitals for you guys. But otherwise, like I do with the words, we're going to start printing some stuff out in the shop for those who don't have printers, and can, you know, just buy some stuff out. You guys just have what you need, and you know, you can use it. So I'm very excited about that. So, but yeah, one of the major kits is you're getting is the spring butterfly. It's the spring butterfly clusters that you are getting in that kit ready to go. And then you have these, you know, that are printed for you to play with along with the butterflies. So let's get going. I have an idea for a coffee sleeve. I want to do another altar coffee sleeve, but I'll probably do that via short or reel, because I have an idea for that, but I have a feeling I need a little more prep time for that, and I don't want to be using up too much of my time. But I'm going to use one of the big these bunnies. I love that they're all sort of that antique pink and white for both those bunnies. I think they're great. They don't overdo it. But I got in the mail the other day a St. Jude, you know, donation thing, and it had a brand new blue windowed, right, ordeal, and it had this on the outside. It was a cute bunny thing, and I was like, well, it's a little kiddish, but we could deck this out. So I think I'm going to make a double-pocketed, over-the-page ephemera piece. No idea where it's going to go, of course, but I'm making it. It may just be go up for sale. Who knows? But we're going to use some fussy cuts. We're going to use some pages. We're going to use bits and pieces of my, I have a spring Easter bunny kit. So I'm going to pull the blues and the teals out of this. Blue and teal pages, I think, to help cover up parts of the envelope. But there's pink pages, there's blue pages, there's teal pages. I think there's even a yellow base. There are purpley lavenders. It's a very bright kit. So if you really want Eastery, bright, bunny, floral, there is an Easter kit, and I will link it down below. That's in my shop. Comes with ephemera, the whole kit and caboodle. So anyway, hope you all are doing really, really well. And I'm trying to think what I want to do first. Now, lovely, they're both white inside. I do not need to cover the inside, which is lovely. When we stick something inside these, I don't have to worry about it. 2, I think we are going to reinforce this. This is pretty good, but we have this chunk here that we need to do something because it is going to be seen. But, yeah, so this one actually, the whole thing is going to get covered. So we'll use one of my pretty pages to cover the whole thing here. So this stays glued down. But this one we need to reinforce because it's going to go over the page. So you can decide either whether to glue it down and let it all flip out over the page. So if it was on the page, it would be like this. It would go here. You could decide whether to glue it down and let it flip open, right? And that flip open would have a secondary. So on the page, it does this, and then it opens to this. So both will have pocket here, and both will have, and a pocket will be here. And because it's blue, I don't have to cover like every little aspect. I just want to cover the basic panels of this thing. Except for this. I think we're going to use things to cover up the written part, and then we're going to collage a little extra to sort of bring this in. So that's why I love my Easter kit, because I shouldn't say new, it's 1 or 2 years old. It's also bright colored, so I don't feel like I have to like either dumb this down or whatever. So anyway, I think what we are going to do then, let's do a couple of, and I left it inside. I always do this, guys. I brought my glues inside the house because I knew it was going to get cold tonight, or last night, whatever day it is. I'm losing track of time, right? Ooh, what the heck? Oh, that's weird. Oh, I'm glad it's glued. I wonder what I got. Oh, that's weird. What was that from? I'm like, what the heck was that from? Anyway, yeah, I knew it was going to be cold. We got the rain. And so I was like, oh, gosh, let's not do that wrong. Oh, my goodness, that would be terrible. So I took my glues inside so they stay nice and warm because I have the fire finally going again. It's been a week because I really had the fire going. And there we go. And so I took them inside. And what do? I got so excited about being out here, I totally forgot. So I think we're going to use some of this book page, especially since it's sort of ripped, to reinforce this a little bit because it is a little thin, being the fact that it... Ooh, I like the idea of the green a little bit. Because you may glue this down, you may not. Like, I don't know. So I want to see... I don't want to do that because that's really weird, but I don't know... We're going to cut it down. I want some of the wording, because it's very botanical. That's okay with me. I'm not using any of that, so... Alright, we'll do it that way. Yeah, so anyway, I took all my glues inside. Of course I did. Why wouldn't I not, right? Doesn't mean I won't use that strip, but I figured let's reinforce a little bit with some paper. We'll go to the edge. My ears are ringing. Oh, who's thinking about me? Well, thank you, whoever that is. we'll glue it down, cut around it like we've done before. Right now my glue stick's okay. I'm good to go with my glue stick, but I'll have to pause you guys and go get the actual glue for the rest of this. Hope you're all doing really well. I hope that you guys all don't. I'm so sorry, like I said, for the delay. Yeah, being a new business, we haven't been able to craft as much as we like. We have all these items, we have all these projects in mind. We have all this product, and that we want to show and share. But it's a lot of work. Constantly putting stuff into the shop and trying to get the photos done and the listings and the inventory and you sort of don't have time for the craft part of it all, which is a real bummer because I was like, I was looking so forward to just crafting all this year, and then I was like, well, no, I need to do a business. I need these items, so I might as well share them. Me and my mom, Laurette Chandler, on the Vintage Paper Girl, are partners in this, and so this side's going to be covered too, but I think we'll do more of a belly band or something nice, because you will see this. Now this you may glue down to your page. You may decide to get this, or I'll even, whether I do it or whether someone else buys it. This you may end up just using, which is fine, to glue to the page so that it's a nice solid insert, and everything opens very smoothly without any issues. I gotta make sure I don't keep putting it upside down. So when you open it, you may decide to glue this down to the page, and that way that's just your opening. Now we might cut that a little bit more so it's easy to get into, especially if you're on the edge of the page. You want to make sure you can slide whatever out. And I'm going to do a really big thumb notch, which I might just do a big thumb notch on that. Okay, so, but either way, that is now covered and taken care of so that I feel that we have a little more oomph. And then we're going to cover this too. I got to put a belly band. That looks pretty on that. Which I do have my ephemera out, so I can't do that. Well, I'll work as long as I can with the what's it called, until I can't. So I have some belly bands, but those, I want to cut them in half. It's not a big deal. We have journal cards in here. Let's see, we do have a few things to put in there, which is great. I just didn't remember if I had anything. I have a skinny one, but I don't think that's wide enough. I might be able to layer that up with some lace, and maybe we could do that one. I'm really loving the blue on blue or the blue on teal. I'm really loving that. So I don't really want to lose too much of that look. Hope you're all doing well. I hope you're crafting away, enjoying the idea of spring, even though some of us may not be feeling that right now. I don't know. So I'm in California, so this weekend all of our mountain range, just, our mountain range is on the edge there of Nevada and Utah, or not Utah, Arizona, Nevada, and, well, I guess not really Idaho. I think it's just Nevada for the most part, isn't it? Nevada and Arizona. But our mountain range before you go into Nevada is getting just beat this weekend. There was either, I heard something about either they had received or was getting like 90 inches. 90 inches of, nope, I don't want that. Of, what's the word? Snow this weekend. And we even got a brief moment of hail. It came down, that first burst, hits the ground. You're like, oh, it's hail, and then it disappeared. I'm like, oh well, not warm. It's too warm down here. Apparently, not warm enough, or not cold enough. But I'm gonna keep an eye on our little mountain hill range, because sometimes if yes, the upper ranges are getting stuff. Means if we get cold enough here, they're definitely getting snow everywhere else, and yeah, it's gonna be great. But yeah, we haven't had a rain off and over a week, and so things got to dry out, which is great, and now we need to go back. Okay, so if I go to the edges and I cut off the little sides, I got the wording for the most part dealt with. I don't have, though, definitely need some ink. I don't know how much I want. I guess I'm grinding this up a little bit. Whoops. Ugh, done so much fussy cutting. We will, I guess, grunge this up a little bit. Right? You want a little bit of that vintage antique feel. I just know the edges right there, which I guess. Okay, so I like that, but we do have a spurt where we have this. Now I could cover that with something like a butterfly or whatever, and I don't want to just. Sorry guys, I think I'm getting my head in there. I don't want nothing really perfectly covers, huh? Sort of, but not quite. I could do it, but every time you opened it, this might get caught. So we can't really do that. Not the way I wanted to. Lace, 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 lace. I need my laces. I need my laces. Here, what do I have over here? Oops. What if we did... Found this pretty little lace. You put it down, covers most of it. Makes it a nice little hardy, whether you glue it down or whether you make it a tuck. Only thing, you can't make this a tuck unless you just glue top. You could glue top and bottom, may not make it very sturdy. You go here, you would glue here, you would glue down the inside edge in here and onto the page so that it would still stick to the page, so you could flip this up in and out, but it would allow you a small tuck, or I'm really thinking, or use a paper clip. You could use a paper clip to keep it attached to the page, go in this way with it, but you would just have to undo the paper clip to like pull it out and use it accordingly. So I don't know. You have to decide. But I am thinking, of course, I'm doing the one thing where it's like the most work, or the least amount of work. So yeah, I gotta get my glue. I wonder if we should let's cover the inside panels. I know it's a panel and it's an idea, but I'll put it aside. I know that's next, but I feel like I need to work on the big stuff with you guys. Otherwise, I'm doing the little itty bitty thing. You didn't see me work on anything else, so that's not helpful, right? All right, give me 1 second to pause so I can go get my glue. As usual, all right? Go get my glue. And then we'll keep designing and chatting a little bit, hopefully. So give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. And thank goodness I paused it because, yeah, my fire was not malfunctioning, but trying to dwindle down. And that is the only thing that saves me this time of year is our fire insert. It's wood burning. And I know it's a sort of a mixed bag of, do you or don't you burn stuff into the air, but I could have gone electric, I guess. Ooh, I did not hold up. Okay. Could have gone electric, I guess. But, electricity at the time was sort of high. And then thank God I got it because then our gas bill in California went up through the roof. And, okay, well, not a bad thought. I guess I could make that all sort of wishy. And so the little fan for electricity is a whole lot cheaper than the gas for the gas that it needs to run the gas heater. We have a gas furnace, so yeah. Okay, so now we definitely need to cover this, and we definitely need to cover this. And so this is where I'm thinking, these are for bits and pieces later. I have a project I'm hoping to get to real quick with the butterflies on this one, an idea. Saw something was definitely inspired and thought I'd take it to a slightly different level. Always, right? We always try to do a little twist, a little turn. So, we need to do something I feel like is going to be cute with that. Oops. I'm thinking to keep the colors and even the feel. Maybe we'll do the bottom, which will still catch a bit of the flowers. I don't have anything. I could do the bunny, but I'm wondering that make it folded for a cute little something inside. Yeah, I have a few pages that I want to use, but I think I'm going to use those in a different manner. Now, the back side, though, do I want to do... Ooh, I think he just fits. I have to trim the tulip a little bit, but he might fit on this back page. I like it. Okay. Pages can be used in many, many ways, right? So anyway, yeah, our fire insert has been a huge... Especially when we lost one of the outlets on the floor when we remodeled the kitchen. There was one under the sink, under the window, because we had sort of a weird galley kitchen. And when he wanted to leave it there underneath the sink for us. So like when we did the dishes, we'd have heat coming out of our feet. But there was so much stuff going on, there was no room. So all I have is one heater vent in the living room and one in the dining kitchen area. But they're right up against the window. They're right underneath the windows. They're right, they're in the weirdest spots. Not helpful in whatsoever. And they really don't warm up the house. The girls' bedrooms are always super warm. But that defeats the purpose when they're not home. Or, then I have to open up all their windows. I have to open up their doors all the time. Trying to, let's do that. I think they're there. Trying to, what's the word? Warm up the rest of the house. And it's like, nope, they end up with just really stuffy rooms. And I'm sitting here, going, well, the house is cold. How does that help? So, anyway, we decided to fix the fire place and put an insert in so that, it was controlled and it was safe and all that jazz. And it's been, it does make a huge difference in my PG&E bill. Terribly. So, there we go. Sorry. I have to work that. Let's see if I did that right. Or close enough. And I am sort of just, we're going to distress it and we're going to border it so you can still see the blue. So it looks like a panel. And it's not an perfect cover. I would definitely suggest that when you are working things that don't try to cover to the edges. You can try. I mean, believe me. But I think, you know, if you can distress the edges or you can do a decal edge or anything, like, please do so. Because I think it'll be less headache for you. Personally, just my personal choice. But, yeah, I tried to perfectly cover it. And either you're trying to measure it or you're trying to mark it. And then you cut it and then you realize it doesn't. And then you're trying to figure out how to, I don't know what's the word, like, justify it. You're like, Oh, anyway, so fire's going, all good. But yeah, it's keeping the house at 65 to 68 degrees, and you know, it feels warm, so my garage is cold right now. Even though I did have the dryer on earlier, it's not that warm. And I didn't really want too much noise in the background, so I didn't turn the heater on. The little heater I had out here. Let's see how much work I have to do out here, whether I turn that on or not. So yeah, this summer's going to be interesting. Someone said, how are you going to deal with the heat this summer? And I'm like, I need to find a freestanding AC unit. Because I don't have windows or doors or anything to, like, put an AC unit in to get that. So I got to find something that will just cool a room standing nearby. Both for the product and for me, you know. All right, so we're going to start off with, if you're new to me, I definitely prefer to start with my glue sticks when we're doing panel work. Collaging, whatever. Most of us do, especially if we're just collaging masterboards. It's definitely easier to start with your glue stick. And then as things come up or come loose, I then go back and use the glitter glue or the fabric tack to reinforce those edges. So I never get the edges right anyway, so there's no point. And I don't draw a straight line, and that's a lot of glitter glue. Or anything else for that matter. So I'm like, no, I'm not really in the mood to use up that much just to try to do it. So if I get the edges with the glitter glue, then I know they're going to stay down. I know that things are going to stay in place, because I know glue sticks don't last forever. They just don't. So I always remind myself to reinforce whatever I can with the glitter glue. Alright, so that's nice and bright. We're starting to get a nice feel for everything. Plus, sometimes you want to get in here anyway and reinforce the envelope so that nothing pops open. But yeah, I really like that on the blue. Yay. Yes, some of your glue sticks might ripple things a little bit, but glitter glue can do the same thing. Fabric tack, everything can do it. So you just sort of work it and you make the most of it. Oh, yeah. Hopefully you're all well. Weather's behaving. You're enjoying some kind of project. Which, yeah, I'm using all my tools all the time, which is great. But it means I'm also leaving them everywhere. I'm meeting them on other ends of the room. I'm like, oh, let me go find that. I'm using it all. This is used for labels, and you know, I make everything. I make a lot of things at the 1.5 and 2 inch marks, or the 1 inch dangles, or you know. So I'm using the whole punch size. But it means to use them or deal with them, I need to, of course, use them to cut them out. So I am leaving everything open. Eek, let's not do that. It's cold out, thankfully. It's not super warm, but you don't want things to dry out either. So it may be a little off-centered on this one, but that's okay too. It depends what we put in here. We may not want perfect whatever. So I need to reinforce that corner. So I guess I'm continuing on with my repurposing project without realizing it. Using our junk mail. I loved using junk mail only for the simple fact of there's really cool window sizes or color. In fact, this was blue. It seems, you know, it started out springy. I figured I can cover up all that weird stuff and let's, you know. Ooh, I didn't do one for that, huh? So this one is going to need some kind of panel here. And we're going to need some, so I might want to put lace and ribbon here because it could be a little bit of an edge. We need to do a cluster of stuff up here, and we need to do something right here. Tall and skinny. So maybe we'll use the other tulip. And I'm like, ooh. I don't want to go too generic. And I have this, the pink version, to go really beige all of a sudden. But I don't think so. That's the front. I mean, that's sort of the front of our thing. So I don't think I want to do that. Well, no, I think I'd want something a little more decorative. I just don't know which one yet. It's on the wrong end. Couldn't flip it around. Just trying to see if there's something. I was hoping I had something perfectly like stripped, right? Because that's going to cut stuff off. Doesn't mean I have to keep this, but I don't have to keep this. I could completely cover it up. Do a nice little guy here because that leaves me some room up here to decor or cluster. But it is inside a page, so you want to make sure you don't want to go too bulky. But he's sort of cute with a blue. This is where I wish I had the like a Robin's Nest blue ink. But oh well. We'll enhance this and we'll go brown. We'll just do on the front. Let's do him on the front then. So I'm going to remove that. I'm not going to keep it. And it's on the edge there to where I can still put lace here. I don't think I want to cut off his tushy. Alright, we're just gonna go with it. It's very Eastery. We are going springy Easter. No questions about it. We are going to run with the theme that was on the envelope. Why not, right? Do we want to? Probably. Make sure I do my inking before I get this stuff down. No one says you have to ink things. It is sort of a default. It does help with, I don't know, sort of that vintage worn-in, loved feeling, right? You find things in the attic. You find things in your grandparents', great-grandparents' home. It's stained. It's light. It looks worn from dirt or ink or whatever in the hands when it's been folded so many times or it's, been exposed. And so we just sort of keep running with that look. We create it for ourselves so that there's just something about the dimension and the effect that the ink does to a piece. There's something about that just helps, I don't know, put it together, bring it together that normally would not. I think while I'm at it, let's just do it all so I don't forget, right? Let's just do it all. So I'd love to know what you guys are up to, how the weather's going, how your March has started out, how are we doing? Can't believe 2 months gone already in the new year. All right, already gone. Oh my gosh. It was like I started with January with the kids on break into January, which was weird. So that threw me off. And then all of a sudden January was done and it's February and then the shop's open and oh my goodness, it's March already. We can't believe it. We're just so dumpster. Now there is a little bit of black here on the edge and there's not much I can do about that. If I can get it to the edge, I will try. Maybe what we'll do is on this one, we will try to go to the edge. I mean, it won't be the bottom because I really can't cut straight. For whatever reason. My head. Sorry guys, I'm trying not to get in there. So maybe a little off. If I can fold it, great. If I can't, I don't know. I think it's how I cut it. If I'm not, I'm going to have to find a straight edge somewhere. But where that straight edge is. And envelopes aren't really perfectly square. They have a little bit of an edge or an angle. For whatever reason. And then, so if I am going, this one I'm going to the edge because it is our fold. Then I got to decide how far in or out. We want the bottom, we want this top, and the sides to be not a perfect to the edge, I don't think. So that we have sort of that matted, you're doing a photo matte, right? It's framed. It's a little bit of an edge, plus it's a dimension. By having it be just inside your panel covering your base, and you have a little bit of that edge, it frames the item, it gives it dimension, it feels like things are stacked. Camera right? Not really? Okay. It just puts a new layer, a new level of decor to all of it. Personally, that is in my opinion. I can't help myself. So, plus, all this folding, ripped, gives us something, whoops, oh shoot. Yep, we're gonna go torn on every end but the one I have. Of course, why not? Well, fine. This is going to make things interesting because that is black up there. So, well, then I'm going to put a piece of paper. We're going to do a reverse collage up there. We're going to be covering as much of this panel as possible then, apparently. But the problem is, though, I will cut the bottom off to match. I will go drop below a little bit and trim it so it matches. As much as I was going, no, try to do this and that, it didn't cooperate, right? Sometimes you just have to go with the flow. You go where the paper rips. Paper didn't want to do what you wanted to do, so you have to let it go. Now I am inking everything knowing I am cutting stuff off or covering it, but I'm going to ink it anyway, put it down, and then, you know, I can always re-ink whatever needs to be messed with. So now I could put top or bottom. I can either go underneath with this one, trying to decide, do I do something underneath real quick, or do I go over? I think we'll go over. We'll add a layer on top, and then that way they sort of here, and then if I cluster something here on top, it just gives us layers. Okay. Now, we have to keep in mind, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue around that window, because what I don't want to do is have a sticky spot on the paper and have everything coming, like at first, we don't want anything to stick to the other side of the envelope. We want to keep that open. Smooth, but open. Okay, so we're going to drop you to make sure that it is all down to my edge, as close as I can get. That's why another reason why I use your glue stick, because you have some room to maneuver. Not that Fabri-Tac will give you the same ordeal, but your glue stick is definitely going to give you that room to play that you might not get in anything else. Because once you do glitter glue, it's down. It's down for the count. So I'm going to do a really good job, though, with the glitter glue on the edge, because we know you might be cutting a little off, and I don't want anything to pop up. That edge will need to be glued again. We'll see where it dries, what comes up. Some things I can tell right away, what's loose, and what I need to go back in. Not stick it to it. Well, I hope this project is inspiring. I hope this project gets you into the spring mood. I'm sort of partial to March, being at my birthday is at the end of the month. This year, I'm only a day away from Easter. I don't get Easter too often. It used to be about every 7 years, but it's not as easy anymore. I was born on Palm Sunday. I've had a few times throughout the years, out of my couple decades, where Easter has landed on my birthday, or my birthday's landed on Easter. I guess my birthday's landed on Easter, I guess. My birthday doesn't change. Easter rotates. But yeah, I have this lovely relationship with spring and Easter, and I love the colors, and especially that I love purple so much that it's really nice when I don't know, it just fits the theme. It fits the theme. It goes well. I was going to decorate this weekend for Easter, or not, well, sort of Easter springy, but it's just so cold and rainy. I'm like, yeah, maybe not. I'm going to craft. I'll wait till next weekend. Next weekend is daylight savings for California. We get that back. We never walked away from it. California, we voted in California to have it be an all thing. Like, we don't, like Arizona, we don't go backwards in time to try to help with the electricity and all that jazz, and it didn't pass. We're like, what? I know federally was potentially put up a couple years ago for an option, but that went to the back burner, I guess. So I don't know. I'm like, all right, whatever. Because each state can decide not to leave daylight savings for benefits. But yeah, I guess thought we had a vote on. I don't know. It's a bummer. But anyway, we've been out of daylight savings, so we're going back to daylight savings in a week. So that's sort of nice. So that might be a good time to do it. Okay, so we have our first panel. This is what's going to flip open. This is what you're going to insert into. They'll see this, and then you would flip the whole thing over off the page it's attached to, and you would continue to do so. So this one, we decided what? We decided, the bunnies. Yes? Were we thinking bunnies? Even though I had it upside down. Oh, was I going to put the bunnies on the inside? No. Yes, no. I was like, what was I going to, oh yeah, right here. We were thinking there's just enough room for the bunny on the inside. All right. So yeah, okay, well, I'm just covering panels. I know, not super exciting, but what I might do, depending on the timing right now, what am I at, 39 minutes? Okay, only 39. What I might do is, I'll do another video of decorating this. How's that? I will work the altered coffee sleeve off camera, and I'll do that as a short / reel. If you follow me here, of course, you'll see the short, hopefully. If you got notifications, I hope I will show up on your feed as a short. This one, now on the other one, we went only to the edge and we get to see these. But this one, it's white and I'm not stoked, and it is a really big pocket. So I am debating right now about bringing this in a little bit and down. And the only problem is getting a nice clean cut. But I'm going to go to the edge on this one, I think. And I'm going to go right along this blue. And we're going to cover it all the way outward. We're going to go to the edge of this to give it a deeper pocket. And so I can get that big, lovely opening and that big circle hole punch in it. Because I want to make sure we can very easily put like a large journal card in here. Maybe one of my Easter tags, I'm hoping. They're probably too wide. I may have to bring them down. To be able to, you know, put something large in here and not worry about it. So I'm going to do this, but then I definitely have to pay attention to make sure I don't put this upside down. Because there's no way of knowing, right? There's not like it's an obvious. Alright, so it's here. Alright, so yes, this is, oh, see, I would have had it upside down. No, I had it right. Okay. God, I'm so worried. Like, let's not put the image upside down after all that. That would be really bad. Wouldn't be the first time. You get going and you're like, oh, that's fine. No, it's not. I goofed up. Wouldn't be the first time. Okay, so we're going to go to the edge of this one, and even a little over. We will go probably edge to edge. I will even trim here and here. So let's ink this and then get it down. This one I may do a combination of. I will probably put some glue stick on this, but I'll put some glitter glue on this, and we'll put them together and cross our fingers, right? And cross our fingers, because I think, you know, that'll work better. So anyway, you find your favorite colors. You know, you find a kit that you have, that you've printed or had printed for you. Scrapbook paper. If you have some of the thinner 8.5 by 11 scrapbooks, single-sided pages that you love, or even if they are double-sided at the back. I found some the other day. I love the blue and white part, but I don't care for the bright colors on the back. And I'm like, oh, no, that's not what I want. And I'm like, okay, well, those would be great to do what I'm doing right now, right? Cover panels, cover envelopes, cover bags, whatever we need, and get it going. But I hope this inspires a little craft to get, if you're struggling getting into spring. I hope this sort of jars something and you go, maybe I want to go do that. Find yourself your favorite papers, springy colored papers. Doesn't have to be Easter, doesn't have to be bunnies or, his nose is just gonna get it. Whew. I'm sorry. He's gonna be jumping around off the page, isn't he? Am I gonna cut up his nose? And I didn't do the glitter glue like I thought, so I guess that's a good thing. I may have to move him. He's right there. Like, his nose is right there. Okay. Sorry, bud. That'd be no fun to cut his nose off. I was gonna put well, I'm glad I didn't put the glitter glue down, because I might have been like, no, you can't. I have to move you. I goofed up. No. Yeah. I'm gonna have the page again. Probably. I do that, though. I have to close that up. I'm a little helter-skelter. There's a lot going on in my head, running the business and stuff. There's crafts that you want to do. There's ideas that are coming at you all the time. You want to be providing, you know, a service to people with the stuff that we put in the shop. You want to create the crafts that they're going to enjoy. You want to create the supplies that they're going to enjoy. Ugh. And then you just want to craft yourself. You're like, oh, I bought all these pretty things and I want to use them. And I don't have the time. This is my problem. I don't have the time. Right? I think I'm actually going to do a little different color maybe. Let's, ooh, while doing that, I'm definitely seeing where I'm not getting glue. Yeah, I know, it's not perfect to do the glue stick. That's why I said always reinforce with your glitter glue and whatever you may have, because, you know, fabric tack, glitter glue, whatever you prefer. These are thinner papers, so, you know, fabric tack sometimes is a little too much. Like, it's too wet, doesn't, you know, and you don't, but there is something interesting about that rippled effect anyway. It gives it another feel, another texture with whatever you use. Well, I'm getting really finicky about this, and I'm realizing I'm about to put a big old hole in here. Now, I might put the hole up here to help you get stuff in and out, and maybe not right over, you know, the perfect flower. Because I was going to do a big old cut, and I'm like, I'm not going to take the flower out. We don't want to do that. So either that or I put it lower. I either go lower and take out this, or I put it up here where we already have stuff going on. So I don't know. And truthfully, I just don't see the need for these flaps at this point. They're not helping at all. Like, they're not really helping. Not in the least. So let's just do enough glue job that... Sorry, I'm off the camera right real quick. I'm trying to look up close at what I'm doing. I just decided to take that to make it a nice straight across pocket. So it's more open. We don't have anything in the way. We don't have any little pieces of paper getting caught up. I'm gluing underneath to make sure that it's all, you know, enhanced and reinforced. Okay. So now, yeah, to make this, of course, more appealing, we can get this all going a little bit with some ink. Right? Because that is something that may or may not get glued down, and so we want to make sure that it's, I don't know, just doing its job. It's due diligence. It's looking pretty. Whether you tuck it or whether you let it run. Yeah, but we definitely want to cover that up. Okay. Okay, let's cut the outer rim. Because now we don't need, now you'll be very careful that you do not cut this in a way that you feel that you cut open anything. Why is that? Oh, it's not glued down. That's okay. That's me. That worries me. You know, well, if you know me, I don't cut straight very well. Oh, okay. Let's see how good or bad I did with that. Well, let's see. Definitely need to glue it down. And then I'm going to have to clean it up. All right, let's glue it down so I know for sure what I'm dealing with. Oh, gosh, glue everywhere. And then I can try to trim it with a smaller, with the thinner, smaller scissors. Where's my wet? Yes, it's like wet wipe, baby wipes, whatever, just to keep the glue off your fingers as much as possible. If it's too damp, of course, then, you know, smear your ink. But if you get a dry wet wipe, something that's dried out, or baby wipe or something that's dried out, they're great to help wipe some stuff off your work, wipe the glue away from your work, without dragging the ink, like, off your papers. You never want to bleed, you know, the pretty graphics that you just, you know, printed. Not much going on. I mean, it's just been, I'm afraid, busy, business. The girls are quiet right now. They're in school. Yeah, they're back to school for a couple weeks, and, you know, they'll get the Easter break. So actually, I think they only have, what, 2, into the 10th, the 17th. 3 weeks? 3 weeks and they're off again? I'm like, alright. But then they go 2 months straight. Like, they do not. They have, as I mentioned, they have testing, and they have, you know, just all the projects and all the, you know, they start getting to a point where they start working on their final projects. When they get past their next couple weeks, and they, you know, they're in their last grading period. And then it's sort of like for the high schoolers, it's heavy. It's their last, like, their final projects or their final presentations or whatever for their final semester grade. So, yeah, those last 5 weeks or 6 weeks can be pretty brutal. Junior high is not so crazy. They're not as, they don't really do finals, come to find out. I really thought they would. I was sort of shocked that my 7th grader didn't actually have, like, a test that would be considered a final, like a semester final. I was like, really? Okay. But they also average out their grades. So you have 3 terms, you have 3 6-week grading periods, and then depending how those 3 do, they give you an average score, you know, an average grade instead of a final for your semester. And that's what probably goes in your transcript. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess. I'm like, all right, that's helpful. But anyway, so there, yeah. But we are just, you know, they have state testing and all kinds of fun stuff. So I don't know. It's not a whole lot going on. I don't think we have some group that does a toy anime Comic Con. So I took my youngest to that, or I'm going to. I don't really have that information. I guess maybe on the next video I'll have that information. I don't know. If I don't do these back to back, I don't know. But anyway, we're going to this cute little local, the troop goes around from city to city, and so they're coming to us of all places. I'm like, really? Okay. So there we go. We have a panel with the back covered. So it helps reinforce the 2 envelopes together. And we're going to put our hole punch in there because I want to make sure we can get our little fingers in here. And I do turn this upside down. I know it's a little harder to tell, but so that it's thinner, so I'm not ripping open my pocket trying to see what I got going. Oh God, it's not, you know. But I'm going to put a decent hole in it because I want us to really be able to tell that there's something going on. And oh, if you know me, I love these. I will use those. All right, so there we go. Nice, obvious punch. We can tell, we can get it out, especially when this is going to be what's glued up against the page. You don't want to be struggling trying to get a piece of ephemera out of your pocket and ripping stuff trying to do it. So I always feel like, yeah, let's make it a nice peekaboo pocket, peekaboo thumb hole there, and make sure that we've got reinforcements. Now, I'm not doing well up here. Something has terribly gone wrong, and I don't want to lose the pocket. I may have to close it down just a little bit. We'll see. At least something needs to glue up there. Okay. All right. So I don't know. I'm going to do a test run. I'm not going to put it in there, but let's see. Well, it fits top to bottom, but I don't think it fits. Well, it might. It might just fit and poke out. So one of my journal cards will fit in here. And so we want to do something that we can see through the hole. So it may be like the green one where you can see the lady. I can't put it in there, but yeah, we want something where you can see it right here. So it'll be cute. So it might be this one where we can sort of see her maybe, or yeah, because you're not able to see much of anything else. So we'll see. I'll find one, but one of those will fit in there. So that's awesome. Stoked about that. And it's even backed. Woohoo! I actually backed those ephemera for once. I think I had plans to make kits and stuff with that, or I already made a kit. I think I did make a journal out of that when I first did it. So, which has been like thankfully long gone and sold. Okay, so how are we doing? I don't know. I don't have much more time. Eek! Yeah, it's 51 minutes. So let's pick the last strip to go here because we need to cover this up, and then the rest can be ribbon. And I mean, I have a pretty green, so I can go green on green to cover this up. So that's decorating. We'll put another floral, one of my butterflies on here, things like that. So we'll definitely come back and do a decorative. We'll decorate the panels. We'll decorate the things. We'll do another video for that. But I need to find something that I can sort of maybe fussy cut a little bit, but enough, because we have to go all the way to here, huh? We actually do. I wanted to go with that. I wanted to have something pretty that sort of will go with that. I don't know. Maybe that's where one of my washies is going to have to go there. We're just going to decorate it. We can do the teal one, the beige and teal here. That means anything we put on there, we could do sort of a clustery thing of bunnies, and we could do the bunny and some butterflies, you know, here over this, because then it wouldn't compete and these little guys would stick out. And we'll do like we always do. I mean, I might be able to cut around his ears, but I might be covering his ears up. That's right. Let's do it. I'm running out of time. I don't want to go too long. I know one of my last ones was like a minute something, and I was like, I'm so sorry. That was long. One moment I was like, oh, I have a few minutes left. And I think I'm like 10 minutes over. And I was like, oh, good Lord. I did not just do that. I'm like, yeah, of course I did. So, oh well. But I appreciate you guys joining me in this springy moment and repurposing our junk mail. All right. Oh, there's a little bit there. I don't need more strips. Like I need a hole in the wall. Hole in my head. I need more strips. Like I need a hole in my head. Another hole in my head. Then again. I'm like, well, then again. I don't know, right? Okay, so we'll ink it, of course. We'll put it here. We're going to cut the top off a little bit. So it's another panel. I don't think I could get around his ears. I don't know if I want to do that kind of rip thing to show his ears, or whether I just do this and I put a set of butterflies, sort of, I hate to cover it, but we're going to add maybe some butterflies to it anyway, so his ears are, I don't think I could. I'm trying to see if I could do it, but if I did, I was off. I was wrong. Ugh. I can't have it go past a certain point. Like, I have to have it, so I want to make sure we cover the white, cover the edges, distressing here. I'm just trying to decide, I need it there, and I need to go, no, sorry guys, my head's in the way, right? I gotta go here. So, maybe I can sort of, it won't be a perfect, and maybe I can just do a little bit of a something, and if not, I'm gonna That's better, right? I still see his ears. They're not a perfect, but we're going to cluster, so it's still going to cover, but maybe not so obvious. You know, that's pretty, but you know, if I have to, I'm going to cover it with another butterfly anyway, so let's try that. Okay. It's like clustering. It's like it's a ripped page over a page. We are just layering because we need to cover up what we don't want. We don't want to see all the floof, all the packaging of the. I just want the pretty bunnies and the springy feel and the blue colors of the thing. This is cardstock, so it's going to make this a little thicker, which is great. So when we do put something in here, yeah, again, it's more weight. It's going to help reinforce all of that. So, well, thank you all for joining me, hanging out, returning after not really seeing much from me over the past week. Week and a half. I think even the week before I didn't get much going on, so I think I showed off something and then moved on. I was like, oh, sorry. Oh, we started the sort of Stack Your Stash envelope window. So I guess I'm continuing with my envelope windows. I'm continuing with my repurposing theme, repurposing and reusing, you know, recycling the things that we get. Especially if it happens to be cute, why not? If it has, you know, I find purpose in the oddest things. I'm like, ooh, that has an interesting shape. Let's try that. Like, don't know if I ever get to it, but, you know, I'm going to always try. It's going into my stash, and I hope I still see that. I still see that potential later down the line, because your tastes change, your output, your view of it all changes sometimes. You don't see it the same way. You go, why did I keep this? I don't know. I forgot to do some work on this one. I'm going to do a little distressing here. There we go. All right, so there's that. There. Okay. Look at that. We've just taken two basic envelopes that came in the same thing. We're utilizing this, and so we'll decorate. I'm not sure I'll decorate that one, but we have some decoration and clustering to do up here. And then we have our belly band here, which I'm glad we waited because I would have done that upside down. I would have totally decorated that upside down. So I'm glad we waited and I was doing stuff because it actually has to go this way. And when we were first looking at it, I had that down here. So we're going to do it this way, right? Maybe I'll cut this to match that. We'll do sort of a ribbony feel, cut it across the top, but we will decorate that. Look great with it. We'll make it match, look cute. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let you go. Keep an eye out for my shorts. Keep an eye out for the decor session. All right, I'll get the journal card ready to put in here. We'll have to see what I have some journal cards and journal tags that we can put in here. So I'm really stoked about that, and we will decorate on the next video. This will probably go up Monday, so hopefully maybe a Wednesday or Thursday video, and a quick short on like I said, the one of our favorite places now doing standard brown cardboard altered coffee sleeves. And I'm like, oh, don't get me wrong, I'll repurpose anything, but I love that it's brown. So it's going to give us a great base to do a beigey, brown, and pink Eastery coffee filter. So keep an eye out for my short. Keep an eye out for my reel. Depends if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook. And then we'll keep an eye out for the decorating of our envelope pocket, page over, page tuck, ephemera piece. I don't know, I kind of page over. I'm like page over, pocket flip, window envelope, ephemera piece. Oh, that's a mouthful. Well, I'll thin that out, of course. So thank you for joining me, watching, getting a sneak peek at the new kit that is out. A new little spring kit where you can take things like the book page or the encyclopedia pages to cover and douse. I did not get to the butterfly thing I wanted to do, so I will do that on the next one. Because we'll be decorating, so I will definitely keep that in mind, and I will utilize those book pages in a way with the butterflies, and you know, a way to sort of put, you know, text to good use. So don't worry, I will do that on the next one when we decorate. So love you all very much. Thank you for joining me. Really appreciate it, and I will see you guys all next time. Love you all. Bye bye.